everyone, my name is Savannah, and today we got our very first screenshot reveal for the new Arid Animal Pack coming to Planet Zoo on June 20th. They just announced the Arid Animal Pack a couple days ago, and it's coming with 8 fabulous species, including the one that you're looking at right now, the Dama Gazelle. Now, before we get into talking about this screenshot, I do have to address the fact that when I recorded my announcement video, I think I said twice Dama Gazelle, and I think that's going to be its name from here on out. Nobody corrected me, I think, except for maybe like 2 people. It just goes to show you how shot my brain was when I actually recorded that video. I'm somewhat familiar with this species, and yet still, I think twice in the video I said Dama Gazelle instead of Dama Gazelle. There's no R in Dama Gazelle. Anyway, Dama Gazelle, here we go. Here's our screenshot. So it's a beautiful screenshot. I'm already absolutely in love with the whole aesthetic. And I know some people are wishing we got different animals in the pack versus others, but I feel like that tends to always happen. I myself am pretty happy with the lineup aside from the lack of secretary bird, but for the rest of the animals, I'm pretty happy with that. The Dama Gazelle has a beautiful pattern on it. This screenshot looks absolutely gorgeous. I love kind of the rolling hills in the back of like the sand dunes and whatnot. It doesn't look like they snuck in any new foliage or anything like that into this photo. Everything that I'm seeing, I'm pretty sure I recognize the buffalo grass right up in front. Beautiful as always, one of my favorite pieces of plants to put down in my exhibits. The gazelle itself looks gorgeous. I really like the Dama Gazelle for its interesting pattern, and it definitely looks a lot different than the other gazelle that we have in the game. Do we just have one, or do we have multiple? Now I'm having to remember with so many animals in the game how many animals we actually have, or how many gazelle we actually have. I think it's just the other, like the one other one, right? Anyway, looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail on its horns up on top of its head. Obviously, the hair slash fur looks absolutely beautiful. As always, Frontier does a wonderful job at that. Looking at the other gazelles in the background, we can obviously see a female laying down and then a female walking. Those two look like, to me, if we kind of zoom them in together, they kind of look like they might be different patterns to me. The one on the left looks like it has some more like white striping on its stomach, and the one in the back looks like it might be lacking that. It might just be because they're so far apart and there's so much in the background of the photo that it's hard to see. The males all do look like they are fairly similar to one another, at least with the patterning, the white face, brown on the neck, and then more white on like the back haunches area. So they don't look to be too different. I am curious to see if we'll get a piebald version of the Dama Gazelle, as well as maybe a leucistic, a melanistic, and maybe even albino. So we'll have to search for those in the game once I actually get my hands on the pack itself. But before we go, as always, I love to include just a little bit of information. So gazelles are small members of the antelope family, found primarily in Africa, where they live in grasslands and savanna woodlands and feed on plants and grasses. The wild population of the Dama Gazelle is found in the Sahel, I think that's how you say it, a vast arid grassland region associated with the Sahara Desert. Dama Gazelle live in small herds of 8 to 10 animals and are fleet-footed runners to escape danger and predators. The Dama Gazelle is considered critically endangered due to overhunting and loss of their habitat due to livestock competition. The last remaining wild Dama Gazelle populations are highly fragmented, and there are few protected areas or formal measures in place to preserve the species and its habitats. The Dama Gazelle program at White Oak, which is the program site that I'm getting this from, and in zoos, is an important last holdout for the species as a wild population disappears. So definitely an animal that needs our help and our awareness. So I always love to see new endangered species added to Planet Zoo. I don't love to see species that are endangered to start with, but it's nice that in a game that does focus a little bit more on conservation than some other games do, they try to put it in the forefront of, the players' minds and incorporate it into the game. It's nice to get another endangered or critically endangered species. I am curious to see what they will list it as in the game, as sometimes those classifications on what animal or how it's ranked really kind of differ from region to region or what site you look at. So this one says critically endangered, so I'll be curious to see what it's listed as in Planet Zoo when we actually get our hands on the game. But other than that, this is the only screenshot that we've had for the Dama Gazelle. It was not in the trailer, and no other screenshots have been released. So this is it. This is all we have to go on. I usually like to bring in other screenshots if we've already seen them with species when they do these fun little reveals, but I don't have that today. So let me know. What do you think about the Dama Gazelle? Was it one on your wish list? Are you excited to have it? Would you have hoped for another species? Let me know all of that down in the comment section. And of course, while you're down there, definitely make sure to like the video. It's free and it helps me out a whole heck of a lot. As well as hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any cozy animal gaming, including all things Planet Zoo. And until next time, you can follow me on any of my social media accounts. All those links are down in the description as well. And I will talk at you in the next video. Bye!